Hey YouTube, this is Gracie and welcome back to my channel. Today is day 2 of our 3 days of gift giving Harry Potter inspired DIYs. Today's video is going to be filled with items handmade, of course, so that if you didn't want to necessarily support She Who Must Not Be Named, this is a great way to do so. If you like these little DIYs, check out my last video where I showed 3 other Harry Potter inspired DIYs, and tomorrow's video, which will be another collection of Harry Potter DIYs. So stay tuned for those. First of all, what you're going to need is some modeling clay, and I have this Crayola Model Magic to start with. Then we have some mini pots that we're going to be making a mini potted mandrake, and so you'll need some greenery for its leaves. Next, you're going to need some yarn, and obviously I've chose the Hufflepuff colors because I'm a Hufflepuff, but you can do any house colors. Then you're going to need a pendant to put all of that yarn onto. And for our last project, it gets a little more complicated. So you're going to need some metallic paint in silver or gold, whichever color you'd like. I think the traditional color is probably gold, but I'm going with silver. Then you're going to need some hoops. I got these from the like yarn section. Not really sure what they're for, but there you have it. There's 3 of these for 3 goals of Quidditch. Then you're going to need some wire. Either you're going to need some loose wire that you can mold yourself, or we may be using these old hangers. And then of course you're going to need a set of 3 hooks. So this I actually got from Hobby Lobby, but if you already have a set of hooks, then go for it. But this is what we're going to use as our base for our Quidditch wall hook. So I hope you guys enjoy. Stay tuned. Let's get started with our very first project. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with making our mini mandrake, potted mandrake, and I'm going to be molding this clay that I've never used before, so I hope it works, into a little mandrake. And I'll be inserting some photos here for reference so you can see what they originally look like. But for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and speed this process up, and I'll get back to you when I am completely finished. Okay, so I have finished molding my little mandrake, and he's nice and cute and squishy now. All I have to do next is add his greenery, let him dry, and then paint him brown, and he'll be all finished and ready to go into his little pot. It is now time to paint our mandrake, and I'm going to be using a combination of different colors, using espresso, Bambi brown, which is just basically a really light brown, some black for the little like creases and wrinkles, and then a light brushing over of this orange spice color, because the mandrakes in the movie have, like, I would assume, some red dirt on them. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and then adding some detail for the face as well. So let's get to it. Okay, so our next project is to create our house color pendant. So like I said before, I am a Hufflepuff, so I have my yellow, black, and gray. Now I'm going to braid a bunch of different braids with all different color schemes mixed together and by itself. And then we're going to place them onto our pendant, and I think we're going to hot glue them. You can also sew them on, but I think hot gluing might be a little bit quicker. Okay, so I think I've finished braiding as many braids as I physically could braid. And the rest I think I'm going to, the rest of the space, I think I'm just going to fill it with the yarn by itself. I'm not sure if I'm going to do mostly black or gray. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this process up for you guys. So as you can see, this is definitely a time-consuming project, but it's also very kind of therapeutic. It's very satisfying, as some might say. As you can see, I've kind of done a couple of braids here and then mostly just solid colors, and I'm breaking it up every once in a while just to add some like dimension and interest to it. So I'm just going to continue on, and I will show you a glimpse of it as soon as I get further down the line. Okay, so here's where I'm at so far. I am at the very end, finally. This has taken quite some time, and I still have to flip over the edges and then glue them to the back side, but I'm really happy with it. Let me know if you guys like it. If you do, give it a thumbs up, but I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up and show you guys the very last little bit here. Okay, so I have finally finished hot gluing on all of the yarn, and it is done. It took me forever, but it's definitely worth it. It's so cool. I thought maybe if you even wanted to put like a house patch in the center, you could definitely do that. Otherwise, it looks super cool the way it is. I ended up using this really nice silicone finger protector for hot glue guns. It helps with the burning. It doesn't burn your fingers off, especially with something like this where you could definitely feel the heat through the yarn. So I highly recommend getting some of those. They come in a pack of 4. I think they were at Hobby Lobby. But yeah, I'm so excited. It turned out so good. So for our very last project, I decided, I think that we're going to use, obviously these 3 hoops for the goals for Quidditch, but I think we're going to go ahead and use this wire here instead of the hanger wire because it is really moldable. So we're going to be cutting 3 lengths for the goal posts. So this is going to be very nice to work with. So far so good. So we definitely need to have one long one, and then I'm going to leave some excess space so that you can twist that around the wall hook. And then we need 2 side poles, so just slightly shorter, and we're going to need 2 of them, and they're going to be the same height. There, and then another one. And as you can see, it's all rolled up, but I just kind of straightened it as I pulled it out of its little twist there. That should do it. Now, I'm not 100% certain if I like this as the finished look, so we do have those hangers if this doesn't look the way I want it to. Okay, so let's go ahead and move these things out of our way now. And let's go ahead and try the short one to twist it around here. Now, I'm not sure if this is gonna stay. This is all trial and error like usual. It's gonna look like a giant lollipop. I've never worked with this material. This kind of happens a lot. My ideas come to me and I just figure them out as I go, so I'm definitely not an expert. But this is working out okay. Then I've got my little pliers here. I'm hoping I can get to this and kind of pinch it closed a little bit more. And that way, okay, so it definitely rubs off. Good to know. That's okay though, because we are going to go in and spray paint the whole thing afterwards, so it shouldn't matter. Actually, let's go from the back here. And let's pinch that. There we go. And just keep on pinching. There. 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 So it is sort of wobbly, but look at that, it looks like a balloon. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get that as straight as possible. And I'm going to attach it to our wall hanging. Oh, that little black part came off. I think it was just part of my pliers. I'm gonna try and attach it to the wall hook and see what that looks like before I move on to the next step. So since this is one of the side goals, I'm going to attach it to this side here. So the two smaller goals will be here, and then the taller one will be here. And let's just see what this will look like. Sorry if you can hear a dog barking. My next door neighbor dog is out and finding all kinds of things to bark at. Okay, so the question is, will this matter if it is loose? I think not. I think it will be just fine, because once you have it mounted onto the wall, you're gonna have your hooks through there, and then you can also have like another like invisible maybe a thumbtack or something, a command strip, or a double-sided piece of really tacky tape up here, and that will hold it up to the wall. But so far it's looking okay. I'm wondering how I can make this a little bit straighter, but so far I'm kind of liking it. What do you guys think? Not that you can answer right now, but go ahead and answer in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue on with this process. Okay, so here are the finished goalposts, and I looked it up, and the one on the right is actually supposed to be slightly lower than the one on the left, but that's okay because we're doing it for aesthetics and not for actual goalkeeping. Since I am a seeker, none of that applies to me anyway. But yeah, here's the finished look, and all we have to do now is spray paint it all one color. Here is the finished Quidditch wall hook, all painted, ready to go. I already have my Quidditch jersey here, which is actually just my robe, and a little mini broom that I got from the Halloween section at Target. And yeah, it turned out really good. I'm pretty happy with it. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I'm trying my hardest to get to 100 subscribers, so definitely do that. And follow me on Instagram. I hope you guys have a great day. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Bye!